78% of suicide rates worldwide are men. What can we do to help them? If anyone is reading this and struggling, there are a few resources available. There's r/Suicide Watch, where well-meaning and sympathetic people will try and help, but be aware they aren't trained. There's r/Teenage Suicide Watch, which is for teenagers going through difficult times, but they are also not trained. The Befrienders website is a global list of local suicide help charities. Use it to find an organization in your country. You should be able to call or email them for free, and they'll speak to you and try and help you without being judgmental. ETA, the following subreddit has also been recommended, r/Mental Health. The subreddit is a positivity-focused, supportive, and non-judgmental environment where people are encouraged to be open about the problems they are facing regarding mental health and emotions. Treat us like humans. I was sexually assaulted as a child and frequently tried to harm myself, but whenever I talked to someone about it, they scoffed and said I was telling fibs. Edit. Thank you for all the kind words. Please, if you're thinking of hurting yourself, please seek help. Don't go it alone. Treat their mental health seriously. When they are struggling with a problem, the only advice that is given to them to man up. Which, in my opinion, they have, and they just need actual help. Don't shame us for asking for help or appearing weak. Stop telling them to man up or grow a pair, because men suffer too. Hugs, compliments and cuddles. Men does not get enough of these things. Not abandon your best friend of 10 years after he begged you for help. You, Sam. Compliment them, even if it's something small. Wow, that's a nice shirt, it looks good on you. Your hair looks nice today. A girl complimented my nose 4 years ago. Weird, I know, but I still remember that compliment. An uncle-in-law shot himself to death this week. The guy was screaming for help and threatening to do it for days. He was 48. What are the options? If I was dealing with heavy depression and just wanted to talk to someone, where do I go? I've sought independent counselors, and they usually turn out to be nutcases themselves. Seems like this just adds to the overall feeling of hopelessness. We like hugs. Just hug, please. I want a hug. Edit. Wow, that's a lot of hugs. Hugs everyone who saw this. Provide more opportunities to form communities and activities that cater to different men's needs. A lot of us don't have friends or intimate platonic relationships, and we're in desperate need of that. Probably do something about the male homeless problem. Last stat I saw was around 85% of the homeless population was male. Statistically speaking, men work more, work longer hours, work in more dangerous professions, and consume more drugs, alcohol and other. In addition, men, on average, have fewer close friends and feel lonelier than women. I think the fatigue of such a life can be quite draining. I don't think the problem is that men do not talk about their feelings. I think the problem is that they often don't have someone to talk to. In addition, it can be quite hard to make new friends, especially when you are past your 20s. You know, people you are potentially interested in are married and have kids. They are preoccupied with their own lives. I felt very lonely and sad after my last long-term relationship ended. It took me over 6 months to find new friends, and I'm a hardcore extrovert. Still, I made a bunch of new friends within the past year or so. I'd like to encourage anyone who feels lonely to put yourself out there. Talk to people. If you like them, ask them if they like to hang out with you. Do you know how I became friends with one of my best friends? I straight up told him that I felt lonely, and that I like him, and would like to become friends with him. And for those of you who already have plenty of friends and a busy life, maybe make some room for people in your community who aren't as blessed as you are. Stop using expressions such as man up. Stop being a pussy when a man expresses any sad emotions. Lead by example. For so long, men have been taught that they always have to be hard and tough to be real men. It's time to break that cycle and have fathers show their sons and daughter that it's okay to feel all the emotions. That it's okay to cry, it's okay to be vulnerable and open up about your struggles. Accepting that men can also be victims of physical/emotional abuse and providing as much support for them as we do for women. Listen to each other. It's pointless telling men to open up about their feelings if no one is there to take them seriously. Body shaming is just as bad when it's directed at a man. Men receive so little compliments, tell them they're looking fit. Edit, thank you so much for the gold. I'm finding the discussion in the replies so interesting, and am so glad to be a part of it. You people raised some great points. I'll reply later, but just to clear up a few things. When I say let men cry and show feelings, I do not mean they need to start crying and mull over every little thing. All I'm saying is that there needs to be a healthy balance between expressing and regulating your emotions. Everyone has different coping mechanisms. Yes, at times it's necessary to just suck it up, to do what you gotta do. However, it's not healthy to just suppress every negative emotion, something that's still often encouraged in our society. Not only does this cause things to build up, eventually destroying your mental health, but also, it inhibits you from learning how to communicate your feelings, good and bad, to people. If something hurts, then it hurts. If it upsets you to the point of tears, that's okay. Let it all out, there's no shaming here. Girlfriend broke up with you and you need to just talk it out? Call up your friend. Tell them how this really sucks and how they can support you. Don't feel like talking to anyone about it? That's okay too. Let your friends know that you're going through a hard time, and you can fill them in later if you want to, after you've had your time alone. In short, let's break down those outdated gender norms and start using those healthy coping mechanisms. Cheers.